Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 3rd of July. With McShane, we're working our way through Matthew's Gospel. Today we read the 13th chapter, and from the 24th verse we have the parable of the sower. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, the enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed ears, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "My enemy did this," he replied. The servants answered him, "Do you want us to go and pull up the weeds?" "No," he answered, "because while you're pulling up the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let them both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds tie them in bundles to be burned, and then gather the wheat into my barn." And a little later, Jesus goes on and explains that he's the sower. The people of the kingdom are the wheat. The people of the devil are the weeds. The harvest is the end of the ages. And as you look around the world, I look at this and I say, I see this written so clearly in all over the world, in the church as well, where you have good people and bad people growing together. And it would be wonderful if the good people were flourishing and the bad people weren't. The wheat was growing and green and strong, and the weeds were withering, but that's not the case. And Jesus recognizes they will grow together, but not always, just until the harvest. And in the world that is true, we see it as being true in the church, unfortunately, where there are some bad people that are mixed in. And with the weeds and the wheat, it wasn't obvious at the start. It was told that as the wheat got to the point where it sprouted and formed ears, that you could see that there was weeds as well. And so sometimes we are not going to see who is weeds and who is wheat. But at one point, when the harvest comes, it will all be sorted out. And so for me, that's an encouragement to live graciously, recognizing that good and bad will be mixed up, that we're going to go along together. We do what we can to be good and to preserve good in the church and to hold people to account, but it's not going to be perfect until the end of the age, when judgment will come. And in the meanwhile, our challenge is to live like wheat, to make sure that we are bearing fruit for God, that we are loving, that we are generous, that we are good people, that people look at us and can see Jesus shining through us because of how we talk, because of how we treat people, because of our integrity. All those measures of faith should be abundant in our lives and growing in our lives, through our life, so that it is obvious to others that we are definitely part of the wheat, not the weeds. So be challenged by that thought and keep walking with God, because that's the only way that the ears of corn will grow, the fruit of faithfulness will grow in our lives. Be blessed.